Okay, if you don't know me, my name is Mike and I help people do social media different. So if you are wanting to go against the norm, if you are wanting to stand out from the crowd on social media and not be like everybody else in your market being a copycat, then you are in the exact right place, but not how you might think. Today, we are going to talk about one of the most tragic mistakes that people make on social media. And we're going to talk about how to actually make your videos in the first 5 seconds to make people actually understand what the video is about. This thing that I'm talking about is that most people's videos on social media, they don't make sense. You scroll on them, you have no idea what it's about for like the first 5 seconds. People that are scrolling, they don't have time for that stuff. But before we get started on talking about this, if you want to create headlines on social media that totally differentiate you and move you away from the crowd to thrive on social media in 2023, go to headlines.luccimedia.com for a training on how to do exactly that, totally free of charge. So let's get into it, guys. People making videos on social media, they just seem to be totally frustrated. They're wondering why it's crickets on social media, even if they've been, doing it for a long time. And they feel overwhelmed and sometimes depressed at the wasted time that they spent like making this content. And I would say that you should never feel that way about any content that you make, because you got to understand that that content that you put out, it's going to be selling for you for the rest of eternity, forever. It is there forever until the day that the internet blows up and it goes away, it disappears. So until that happens, you're all good. Everything that you put out is actually an asset. Every single second of time spent making a video as an asset. Okay, what exactly can we do about this? What am I proposing? First off, the views do not freaking matter. All right, if we get views, that's great, but you got to think about this. If 5 people see your account as opposed to 100,000 people, and those 5 people are worth the same amount of money to you as the 100,000, it doesn't really matter how many people see your stuff, right? It's the quality of the actual people. Anyways, let's get into how to actually make your videos make sense in the first 3 to 5 seconds of the video. And 2 of the things that you need, the only 2 things, are a headline and a hook. They're 2 different things, all right? You might think they're not 2 different things, but they actually are. A headline is what is on the actual screen that people see when they scroll on your video, when somebody sees your video on social media without sound, okay? And the hook is what actually comes out of your mouth in the first 3 to 5 seconds, which is similar, but it doesn't have to be the exact same thing as the headline, all right? So without the headline, people that aren't watching your video with sound, or that are scrolling too fast and don't want to spend time waiting to find out what your videos are about, will not be intrigued by your video, causing you to miss out on the viewer just because of that one little thing that you could have added to your video. And without the hook coming out of your mouth, the viewer may not understand the video as much as if you did just put the hook there. So these 2 things are very important. They're very small, but they are 2 of the most important things that you can do to get people to actually watch your video. And by the way, again, if you want to create these headlines like an absolute god, go to headlines.luccimedia.com. They are actually already created for you. You don't have to create them. They're already created for you. So anyways, that's step 1 and 2. You need a headline and a hook for every video that surfaces the internet that is made by you. All right. So it reminds me of like CNN and Fox News. Like, think about it. If they were not speaking in hooks or using loaded language or using extremely simple to understand, soul sucking headlines that suck people through the TV, would they be worth billions of dollars? The truth is, absolutely not. Because people wouldn't be able to understand them as much, right? You need to take that same concept and apply it to your social media strategy. So the main thing is to have a headline and a hook in the introduction of your videos. And one thing that's really helpful also is that when you say that hook, you say it in a tone of voice that is invoking curiosity rather than the bland presenter voice like, hey, guys, today we're going to talk about this. It's boring, bro. And again, if you're really serious about social media and totally crushing it in 2023 with your headlines, which are one of the most important parts of any video that you put out or any ad that you put out, go to headlines.luccimedia.com and watch the free training. Have a good one.